he is, everybody. That red and blue faced bastard's Gill. We're diving into him. I could definitely phrase that better. Welcome back to Weekend Warriors. My name's Brett. That guy named Greg.
Nice to meet everyone.
We're going to be taking a look at Gill. And he's kind of excited.
In all of his glory.
Do you know about Gill? What do you know
Not
about
a lot. He was a boss at one point.
True.
He's some kind of, what is he, a sun deity or something like that? He a deity? He a deity at all?
He a deity?
He a deity?
He claims to be.
Yeah.
He claims to be.
All right.
But yeah, he was a boss.
Cool.
And they made him playable. Not for the first time. He was like playable with like some like cheat kind of stuff back in Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
But like for the purposes of like competitive balance, this is definitely the first time he's been playable like that.
Wow. Cool.
Which is very cool. And he has got some cool shit. The way we're going to talk about him this time, like the way he's built a little bit differently than every other character in the game. So the way that we're going to break him down is going to be slightly different.
Okay. That's interesting.
Slightly. The first thing, I'm not going to show you his normals first. I'm not going to show you his specials first. The first thing I'm going to show you is this system he has.
This is his stage.
Yeah, I mean, it came with him, but so yeah, sure. He has this thing called the... Okay, first off, understand he has no crush counters. He's the only character in the game without crush counters.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
what does he get in return for that trade?
This thing called the retribution system.
Okay. Okay.
So first of all, understand that he has both fire and ice attacks.
Great.
Right? And that really matters. Like, they both do very different shit. Understand that certain fire and ice attacks can put the opponent into a state, like a burn state, like that.
Yep.
So you see how look at his white life up there?
Okay.
Slowly ticking down.
Oh.
It'll go away on its own eventually. But yeah. There's also the ice state. The white life isn't going down, but his stun bar is frozen. I don't think this will go away naturally. The opponent can make these two properties go away if they hit Gill.
Right.
Right. Okay. So while they're frozen, if you hit them with a fire-based attack, retribution will trigger.
Oh.
So you see how it said retribution on the screen?
I saw that.
So once again, I'm gonna show you what happens. If I hit him with a fireball,
And
he takes 70 damage, and that's it. Like,
Okay.
he just stands there, right?
Sure.
But if he's icy first, and I do this, that's 90 damage, and you get that knockdown.
Got it. Which is what retribution is?
Exactly. Like
More damage plus knockdown.
No. It's different properties, like more beneficial properties depending on the move.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very wide open depending on the type of move you use. So here's how it works. Only certain moves put them into a burning or frozen state, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, I use this fireball. He's not on fire. If I use EX fireball, he is. Understand?
Yes.
That being said, there's only a handful of moves that either like put them into the state, but there are many more moves that can take advantage once they're already in the state and trigger retribution.
Uh-huh.
So there's only a few things that put them in the states, but many more retribution triggers. Got me?
Yes.
Great. So let's go over his special moves real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has his fireball. They go up in angles, light, medium, and heavy. And they do 70 damage and 80 stun, as opposed to the ice balls, which there's heavies, and there's the the medium, the light. But look at that, 50 damage but 120 stun. So the ice attacks in general do less damage than the fire attacks, but they do far more stun.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty important.
That makes sense.
Sure. It's important to choose carefully which one you want to go for. If it's early on in the fight, maybe you want to stack on a little bit more damage. If it's later on in the fight and they're close to a stun already, maybe you want to focus those down with the ice, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, that's his fireball. But as you can see, none of these fireballs put the opponent into the state, but all the EX versions do. So whether it's standing like that or If it's the juggle one like that, if it's the EX, it's going to put him into that state. That's generally the rule of thumb. If it's an EX elemental move, like it's going to put him into that state.
Cool.
That's like one of the most those are like the most reliable ways to put them into like a fire state or a freeze state, right?
Okay.
These fireballs are, you have to understand this character, he's got the juice. Like, oh, also when it comes to the fireballs, the fireball is very fast and the ice ball is pretty slow.
Makes sense.
It does make sense, and it's also very useful because you can kind of follow this in, and you can use that for more zoning. That being said, although he can zone, it's a little bit dangerous because his recovery is like pretty bad. Like if you look at that animation, that's gonna hurt a motherfucker if they get jumped in on it, and it happens a lot. So you kind of have to be smart with it, you know?
Sure.
His other special attack is the Lariat. It's a nice little knockdown, right?
Cool.
Yeah, and he's got light mediums and heavy versions of that. And honestly, this is for like ending combos, or if retribution is involved, extending combos.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Like 60 and 120 on the light version of that for ice, but on the light version of the fire, it's 88. So it's let's spread out different. It's pretty interesting.
Are you going to show us how retribution extends that?
Sure. You want to see right now? All right. So let's say, how about this? Let's say we launch him and put him in the ice. Do the fire.
Wow.
And another fire.
Whoa.
Oh, but I fucked up.
Wow.
So normally if I did like, let's say like a regular ice ball, I could still get one of them, but then I would knock him down. But retribution pops him up. I can get a second one. Make sense?
Cool.
So this move, like I said, is a combo ender or extender if you already have the resources involved. And it's pretty unsafe. I think it's -6. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, -6. And because this shit is like literally moves him like forward, there's no good way to space this that well. You can try, honestly, it's one of the things I'm trying to learn about this character, and it's very hard for me, is learning how to space this move very, very well so that it's hard to punish. And I'm using it in a way that's surprising to the opponent so that they don't punish me, even though it is very much punishable.
Right.
It's a risky move to use in the neutral like that. And it's a risky move to use, like not confirming it, like just doing it off of a fucking move like that.
And you can cancel into it, I'm sure.
With certain moves, yes.
Yeah.
But the point is, if I just do this one move, like that's not confirmation. Like if I throw that out, they could block that whole thing.
Right.
Which happens. But sometimes you have to do it. With this character, just based off of his toolkit. And that's something that I'm learning and I'm having trouble with, but I'm trying. Just, throwing this out every now and then, right?
Yeah.
EX versions are even less safe. But the EX versions, of course, trigger the elemental statuses. And they also have like a hit of armor on them, which I didn't know at first. I was like, what? They have armor?
Cool.
I think his last special move is the knee drop. There's no elemental status on it, but it's very useful. This is the light version, and then the medium version, the heavy versions, they go farther, right? They're good for going over projectiles and kind of, I don't know if I would call it like changing the math on people very quickly, but it is good for mixing up your approach in the neutral. Because if you're throwing these out and getting into a fireball war with somebody, maybe you throw that out.
Sure.
And you get a nice little knockdown off of those, right? But I think they're -2 on block too. So you lose your turn, but at least you're in if you want to be in. The same thing goes for the EX. The EX is also -2 on block. However, what makes the EX better is that it's faster and it's also steerable. So if you do this, I can hold back and he barely goes anywhere. If I hold forward, he goes all the way over.
Wow, cool.
Very useful, like I said, in like this kind of battle. You can just, change the math on somebody if you're predicting they're going to do something.
Cool.
That's it. That's his only special moves.
All right.
As you can see, based on the properties of all of them, there's a lot of variety in there, and they all have their different properties. He has a lot of command normals, and they're all pretty important too, especially considering that these command normals, most of them they don't trigger elemental status, but they have elements on them, so they can trigger retribution, right? So for example, this flame kick, I forget what it's called, but this like forward heavy kick is an incredible poking tool. It's very important for him. And if someone's icy, you can see that it triggers retribution.
Nice.
Oh, let me try again. You get the idea.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a flame move, and it's a super important poke for him, right?
So you constantly have to be aware of when you're triggering retribution because that changes everything.
You don't have to, but if you want to do well with this guy, you should definitely keep an eye on it. And that's a lot where his complexity lies. Obviously, his complexity, we'll get to his normals in a second, but his complexity doesn't lie in his normals. His complexity doesn't lie in his specials. His complexity doesn't even rely in the way that he wants to play. His only complexity relies in what, like the branching paths and avenues that open up to him based on his resources and what status the opponent is in.
Yep.
Because a lot of different shit can happen depending on where you're on the screen, how much meter you have, whether you're in feature, all that shit.
Yep.
That's the complexity of the character. And a lot of people are really digging him because of that. So yeah, he's got that forward heavy kick, which I love. It's a little bit slow, but you got to use it in the footsie game. And I think it's -4 on block, but if you use it right, you're going to be okie dokie. And it's so buff on hit that if you're close enough and you hit it... Ooh, let me try that again. Closer. Oh, come on, baby. Yeah, it combos into that light kick, which is very, very nice.
Nice.
If you're close enough. Let's see. What else does he have? He has an overhead.
Cool.
Pretty standard, and it's an ice attack.
Is that
right?
a command normal?
It is. It's forward heavy punch.
Cool.
Right? Causes a hard knockdown on retribution, which is very nice. You can get some nasty setups off that. But otherwise, it's just an overhead, right?
And can you flame him up and then use that to trigger retribution?
That's exactly what I just did.
Oh,
Watch,
cool.
hard knock. That's the way you get the hard knockdown.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Another one is this interesting back heavy kick. Very shallow hitbox, as you can see.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty fucking close. And
is that an anti-air at least?
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful anti-air. And as a matter of fact, first of all, it triggers the bullshit. And some people do this stuff. You have to be really close for this to work, but... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it triggers retribution, you can go into some fun stuff. Let's go ahead and make Ryu jump. Yeah, you can get juice off this because it's cancelable.
Nice.
Ooh, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Ooh, one more time. Daddy wants one. Give Daddy Gill once. Give Daddy. Yeah,
Nice.
there you go. Yeah. It's a very nice anti-air. It's pretty important. It starts up pretty fast, but for that angle, if someone's jumping anywhere close to you, you can get a lot of juice off that. Because what I just did as an anti-air isn't even close to the juice you can get, right? If you're willing to spin a little meter, somebody jumps at you, you can take off probably a third of their life, which fucking
Wow.
sucks. No, seriously. Like, that's what this dude does. Yeah, his neutral game is fine. And he can poke you down a little bit. But the thing is, once you are in a particular state and he has the resources, you're going to burn for it. I feel like I'm forgetting a very important command normal. Let me double check, and then we're going to go over his regular normals. Maybe I'm not. Let's go over his regular normals.
Okay.
Jab. Nice long range. I think it's 4 frames of startup. Pretty average stuff. But honestly, because it's 4 on hit, you can obviously do that into itself.
Wow.
And it's cancelable too.
Doesn't look like much.
Oh, but it's super important. Like when you need a long range, like quick attack, you can bully people with it because I think it's.
Is that long range?
For light attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Cool.
What is this? +2? So yeah, you're plus after that.
Cool.
Same thing goes for the light kick. That's the one, man. It's not as long as the light punch, but yeah, this short is +3 on block. So this is the bully button. And the weird thing about that light kick is on hit, it's +5, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Because that means on counter hit, it goes into a lot of stupid shit. But yeah, well, like basically what I'm getting at is counter hit you can do like that to that medium. And then if you get into that medium, then you can get all kinds of gross stuff like that.
Cool.
And not only that, because it's +5 though, dude, on hit, you can just go into like medium Lariat off of it. It's kind of bonkers. So you could do like hit confirms off of jab because you can go jab, short, medium Lariat.
Cool.
That's pretty buff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
His crouching jab is this. It doesn't go very far, but it starts in 3 frames. It's his fastest normal. He's in that very exclusive club in Street Fighter V that of 3 frame normals. So he has one of the fastest normals in the game. Yeah, it's a jab. And then crouching short is yeah, it's a crouching short. +3 on hit, so the only thing you're really going to go into is that jab. You can confirm like that, or you can do double jab, go into the light Lariat if you like. And on block, I think if I remember correctly, this is neutral on block. Yeah, so it's not even minus. So you can do this, and like let's say you're fighting someone who doesn't have a 3-frame normal, you can do this and always know you're going to win because you have that 3-frame jab, right? So boom, boom. And then the jab, of course, is only +1, but hey, at least it's plus, right?
Yeah.
How about some mediums? Let's get some juicy stuff going. Medium punch is pretty beastly. It starts up, I think, in 7, which is not bad. It goes very far. +6 on hit, and it is cancelable, by the way, which means that it can go into this. Oh, come on. This thing is beautiful. Crouching medium punch. It's 6 frames startup. So you can this is a pressure sequence that you can do all day. Whereas
nice. Wow.
Yeah, I think that's +3. So you can bully with it a little bit, right? Like boom, boom, or boom, something like that.
Yep.
This, however, is -2. So if you do this, you kind of lose your turn. But the beauty of it is that you got to keep people guessing. If you, let's see. If you're constantly doing this for pressure, people are going to get used to that and know, okay, that's my turn after I block that. But hey, sometimes you can just end on that. You know what I mean? Or end on this, because even though these fireballs up close are pretty not plus at all, if you spin a little meter on it, that fire becomes very plus. And this ice is very plus as well if you spin a little meter. So you got to keep people guessing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throw out that medium punch, go for a grab. You get the idea. Medium kick is not cancelable. It's your straight up poke, -4, but if you're using it from the right distance, no one's going to touch you. And on hit, it's +3. You're not going to combo off that. It's all good. It's just a nice poke.
Cool.
It's kind of a companion tool to that forward heavy kick. It doesn't go as far, but it's faster. So, you want to mix people up. Just change your timing up.
Yeah.
Crouching medium kick, this is kind of one of the special things that he has. Very long, right?
Yeah.
+2 on hits, you're not going to combo out of anything. And I think on block, we're looking at -4. Oh no, -2, completely safe, right? So you can do this point blank and it's completely safe, even if they block it. But it's what makes it out of the ordinary is that it's completely cancelable. A lot of people don't get crouching forwards that are cancelable, at least not when they go that long, right? So this guy can play some real Shoto shit like this. You can do that Ryu shit, That's classic Ryu and Kin shit that he can do. Like I said, though, those fireballs are the recovery is real whack. So you can't be as you can't be as self-righteous as a Ryu when you play this kind of game like that. You can check people with it, especially if you spin a little butter on it to make it safe regardless,
So he's kind of Shoto-like?
I mean, he has some qualities, but you know what? We'll get into maybe the next episode when we talk about his techniques, some things that keep him from, in my opinion, being a true Shoto.
Okay.
Because he has a couple of them.
Okay.
Namely, to give you a preview, the fact that he doesn't have an invincible reversal. And I think that's so important. It's not key, but I think it's important. So yeah, this crouching forward is pretty fucking good, dude.
Cool.
Imagine checking people from that far away and being able to not only is it safe, but also you can do stuff off of it.
Yeah.
And that fireball is the safest thing to do, but once again, I brought it up earlier with that Lariat. If you're feeling very confident that it's going to hit, you can do that, which is even better, right?
Cool.
How about some heavies, bruh? Heavy punch is pretty standard. Not that fast at all, but it has okay range. And the beautiful part is it is cancelable as well. So you can go into stuff like that.
Cool.
I think it's -2 on block. Yeah, and even if you can throw that out and be fine. It's not you lost your turn, but
It's
you're
pretty
not
good for a heavy, isn't it?
Some heavies are plus, man. It all depends. And you can always change the map, not change the map, but you can mix people up with that too. And
Sure.
throw stuff out like that.
Sure.
Or hell, even this. That gets people sometimes too. Crouching heavy punch is kind of his party starter, man. Crouching heavy punch is what it's all about.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
It's not safe. It's not safe on block. -9, but that's the thing. You can I've never been punished for this because anytime I do it and I fuck up and they accidentally block, I'm not throwing this out in the neutral. I'm trying to combo into this, which you can do in many ways. But if I do accidentally fuck up and I throw this out and they block it, you can always just make it safe.
Got it.
But yeah, this is the party starter because you're gonna see it a lot. You're gonna see it a lot. It's also a okay anti-air. The problem is this move starts up at I think 9 frames.
But
do you see how it's
not
2 hits?
active very long.
The problem is that this move technically starts up in 9 frames, which is exactly why if you put this dude on counter hit, you can do. This is. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, it starts up at 8 frames, which is even better. Sounds juicy, right? 8 frames as opposed to this thing's 9 frames.
Yeah.
The problem is that the 8th frame is on that first hit, which is not very airborne. By the time the active frames get to the airborne part, it's actually not frame 8. It's probably frame 13 or something.
Okay. Okay.
So the point is, it's a fine anti-air, but I trade a lot. And honestly, I end up preferring this.
Okay.
Speaking of anti-airs, heavy kick. Someone jumps from far away, I'll usually just do heavy kick. By the way, I haven't been telling you, these moves have elements on them. All of his heavy moves. That's a fire move, obviously. Crouching heavy punch is an ice move.
Right.
And heavy kick, also an ice move.
Wow.
Right. So you can trigger retribution off of all of these, right? So there's your heavy kick. It's nice for people jumping at you from pretty far away. It's not the fastest, but hey, it works. Also, it's not a bad poke. The only problem with this move, and it breaks my heart, it might be too good if it weren't the case, this shit hardcore whiffs on crouchers. Even point blank it whiffs on crouchers. So if someone like is a croucher, you start relying on this and you start relying on this. If someone likes to move and they like to dash at you and like jump and shit, this thing becomes kind of godlike. You feel me?
Yes.
Not cancelable though, but who cares, right? And then he's got a sweep. And his sweep is a sweep. Very punishable on block, but it is a fire move. And if the retribution hits, it is a hard knockdown like a regular crush counter sweep. You feel me? Any questions so far? I know I'm going very fast.
No. Yep. I like it. I like.
Any questions from you guys at home? No? Okay, great. Let's keep going.
All right.
Let's talk about his jumping normals real quick.
Oh, okay.
Jump jab is a jump jab. His only cross up is this knee. It's okay. You can, if you time it right, you can go into stuff like that. So
okay. All right.
There's your cross up combo. You can also put pressure on people like, with the jab, which is very nice. Or, you can go for general scumbaggery like that. You get the idea. Jumping medium punch is notable because it is probably his best air-to-air move. When someone's jumping, you can meet them up there and juggle like that. Right? No, don't crouch. Stand up, my dude. Jumping medium kick is a nice wall move, like for neutral jumps. If you think someone's trying to jump at you or
looks
whatever.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, this is the wall move. For if you're expecting like a jump in. If you need a wall move and you think they're gonna stay, you can do this heavy punch. So these are the best wall moves in my opinion. Also, that's a nice move. And jumping heavy kick is great for the jump ins. You get the idea. So, you get the idea. Let's talk. Two target combos you should know about. One is jab strong. It's a great way to convert off of lights, and so you can confirm jab strong. It's not safe on block, but once again, you can always kind of make it safe, right?
Cool.
It's a nice way to confirm, like if you only have 4 frames to punish somebody, all of a sudden you're in medium town,
Yep.
He also has crouch short to crouch forward. Very unsafe on block though. Whoops.
Crouch short?
Yeah, crouch light kick to crouch medium kick.
Oh.
-8. But hey, it's 2 lows, so if you mix that up, you can really fuck somebody up. Not cancelable though. That's the problem. But hey, it's something.
Yep.
Right? I think that's it. We got his command normals. We got his special moves. We got all of his normals. Let's talk about his V system real quick, shall we?
All right, yeah. Does it make use of retribution or enhance it or?
Yes. So he has 2 V skills though. Let's talk about the first one.
Okay.
The first one is this like meteor thing.
Okay.
It puts him on fire.
Okay.
So you can control that. So that's the neutral one, but I can hold back when I do the V skill to do this. And I can hold forward to make it go farther.
Oh, cool.
So it's very, very slow projectile, but it helps the zoning game a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
You can't do this and have a projectile out, but if you're in V trigger, you can do it and also, come on, baby. You can do it and also have projectile at the same time. Right?
Got it.
It's not bad. I think it's lovely for setting up. Like it's so slow on startup, but the benefit is that it comes out so late that you can kind of follow it in a little bit, right?
Yep.
And if you happen to get a hit, that's a free way to get them into a state, which is very, very nice. Because while he's on fire now, I can just start throwing this out. Just hope for something.
Yep.
That's his V skill 1.
Cool. Give me that 2.
V skill 2 is very self-explanatory, man. It's an old school parry.
Oh, cool.
Right? So is he still doing his thing? All right, let me turn Ryu on real quick. Where you at, baby? Yeah, do this silly shit. There you go. Let's put him in the corner. Right?
Nice.
Easy peasy. And the beauty of this parry is that you don't have to guess high or low. It does it all.
Oh, cool.
And you can act afterwards with just about anything, which is godlike.
Nice. Wow.
right? So yeah, purely defensive. But if you get it, the party has begun.
Nice.
The party has fucking begun. Right? And then there's his V triggers. Let's talk about V trigger 1. V trigger 1 enhances. How do I put this? First of all, depending on, remember the first V skill I showed you? It'll be fire or ice depending on which V trigger you choose. So V trigger 1 is this fire V trigger. So the thing falling from the sky is fire.
Yeah.
So first off, it enhances, V trigger 1 enhances V skill 1. See how it's bigger?
Yeah.
Probably does more damage and shit like that too.
Sure.
But V trigger 1 enhances all of his fire moves. So that's bigger.
Oh, cool.
And it's kind of like an EX. Same thing with the Lariat. It's
wow.
Yeah, they're like I think they're faster. And the best part about it is like all of his fire things now, like watch. So I can't light him on fire with a regular fireball, but now when I'm in V trigger 1, that shit lights him on fire. And the same thing here. Let me take him off. And the same thing goes for the Lariats on fire.
Cool.
And he has special attacks while in the V trigger as well. Just this flame pillar. It's kind of like a combo ender. So you can like do retribution bullshit, you know. You get the idea. So you do this and then you can and do So you can throw that too. And you can even throw that projectile immediately. That'll eat up a lot of projectile shit. Like this is a good, that like flame pillar thing is a great way to blow people up who are pressing anything from afar. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the angle is beautiful too because it'll catch me if they're jumping. And then this one, of course, is a good anti-air, and they go right into each other.
Cool.
It's pretty fucking powerful.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right? This V trigger is more for combo stuff. V trigger 2, however, is more for rushing people towards stun and setups. This is the one that I like most.
Got it. Okay.
So first off, changes the V skill. It's ice now. It's ice now.
Sure.
And when you're in there, obviously all the ice attacks have the same benefit. Right?
Got it.
So this has like 2 attacks. The first attack is like this very long range projectile.
Ooh,
that goes through a lot of other shit.
Nice.
And does massive stuff. Like I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if you see that here. Let me show you. Oh, hold on. Let me restart the battle. Watch his stun gauge. That's a big chunk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially if you like, you know. Oh, hold on. Fuck it. I'll show you later. But that's a huge chunk. And it gets frozen. Bam. There he is. The real cool shit with this character is the fucking ice trap, though. He has this move.
Wow.
Right? So if I put this dude full screen so you can see exactly what this is. This is down in V trigger. So if the opponent walks over that, they're frozen. And I can even put this close to me.
It's timed at like 3 seconds. 4 seconds.
Yeah. It automatically triggers at a certain point.
Cool.
But if they're far, I can do it far away too. Boom. And then look at that.
Wow.
And then he'd be fully frozen. I can go in there and, you know, do my thing.
Cool.
You get the idea, right?
Yeah.
So that's good for like setups. You get hard knockdowns. You can get some funky setups, which we'll go over next time, with that ice trap, as well as the ability to completely negate, like just do this hardcore poke from afar while you're in V trigger 2. So like I said, V trigger 1 is more for combos. This one is more for setups. Like as you can see, like this is for pushing them to the corner. So you can get them in the corner, so you can get them and trap them with that kind of stuff. You feel me?
Yep.
That's basically Gill in a nutshell, dude.
Wow.
What do you think?
I'm excited to see him in action.
Yeah, and we're going to see him in action next time. Next time, as you guys know, we're going to go over like 10 techniques that I think are important for this guy. And then time permitting, we'll hop online. But I know this guy, he's deceptively complicated. Everything about him is very straightforward until you get to the retribution system. You know what I mean? We're going to explore that a little bit. Hopefully you guys like the episode. Hopefully you like Gill. Hopefully you like oatmeal. That shit's delicious. Eat some oatmeal.
And healthy for you.
Yeah, right? I like raisins in mine. You like raisins?
Occasionally.
Oh, that's a no. All right, guys. Next time on Weekend Wars, more Gill. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Then.
Thought you were doing wipeout on your knees? Did you do that? Wow. Wiper.